Tuesday, July 14, 2015. Today is an historic day. This morning, President Barack Obama announced that the United States, along with 5 other countries, have reached an agreement with Iran for that country to cease and desist with its nuclear power program. The deal was reached after several weeks of negotiations, and hopefully it's a deal that will do exactly what it sets out or claims it will do. Of course, the Republicans have come straight out the bat and said it's not going to do that. They slammed the deal soon after the president announced it. And of course, most of them were late, as Scott Walker, who announced his run for the presidency on yesterday, trashed it yesterday. He said that as soon as the first day that he's in office, he's going to repeal the deal, and said it before the deal had even been reached or set in stone. The Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu also came out this morning and said that it was a bad deal, and he's preaching doom and gloom. He said that the deal will enable Iran to get rich because the deal includes some lifting of some sanctions, and Netanyahu feels that that's going to give Iran the ability to earn a lot more money and build the nuclear program up anyway, and continue along its path of destroying Israel. I don't know what's in the deal. I would tell you that. Obviously, I was not at the table, but neither were a lot of these other people who've come out and said that it was going to be a bad deal. This is what I do know. Iran had a nuclear program. And the reason I know they have a nuclear program because they were sitting at the table with 6 other countries about this nuclear program. And other countries are not going to be at the table. If Mexico said, "Hey, I want to get at the table with you to negotiate and talk about my nuclear program," you couldn't get these other countries at the table because they know Mexico doesn't have the ability to have a nuclear program. So obviously, Iran has the ability, was continuing forth with their nuclear power program, despite the sanctions that have been in place. So clearly, something different would have to take place in order to get Iran away from what they were doing. Republicans don't like this deal, but that's to be expected. That's another thing that I knew right off the bat. Even as I was listening to the president announce the historic deal, I could already see Republicans and Fox News trashing it. And so what I like to do, as soon as the deal was over or the president's conference was over, I flipped right on to Fox because I knew exactly what I was going to hear, and they did not disappoint. Lindsey Graham already came on trashing the deal. Chris Christie was trashing the deal. Every Fox talking head was trashing the deal. Doom and gloom. President didn't know how to negotiate. Obviously, Iran got everything that they wanted because they were listening to the Iranians talk on TV. Apparently, their president was talking up the deal and laughing and smiling, and so they must have got a good deal. Now, I worked in the insurance industry for 20 years, and in the insurance industry, we have to negotiate all the time. And a negotiation, and this is what Fox people clearly don't want you to know, but they know because each one of those Fox talking heads have negotiated their TV contracts. So they know what negotiation is and what it means. When you negotiate with another side, there's a lot of things that you want, but it's also a lot of things that they want. Now, if you get everything that you want and they get nothing that they want, that is not a negotiation. That's one side being a bully over the other, expressing their might and getting the other side to just cave in. That's not negotiation. Negotiation is when one side gets something and the other side gets something as well, so both of them can live with whatever the mutual agreement is. And when you walk away from that table, each side, when it goes back, or when he or she goes back, or the side goes back, they tell their side, the people on their side, that I got or they got the best possible deal. They're not telling you what they didn't get. Okay? So Iran, the fact that they are celebrating the deal doesn't mean they got the best deal. Fox, you got to know that. I was listening to one of the Fox talking heads, pretty lady, had some pretty lady said on at the Fox over there. I got to give them that. Fox has some foxes. But she said, hey, they're dancing in the streets. They must have got the best deal. We got shafted. And I just wish I could just reach inside the TV and say, stop saying that. You know how negotiations work. Come on. You know? But that's politics. And is what is real wrong with politics today. And not to say that on the left, they don't do the same thing. Of course, they do. It just seems that Fox gets a little more, I don't know, forceful about it, and mainly because they ordered the White House and they want the White House back. So that plays into it. But this is what you should know about the deal. It's in place. It wasn't just a United States deal with Iran. It was the United States with the world community reaching an agreement with Iran for the country to stop its nuclear power program. Is it going to work? No one knows. Only time will tell. But something has to be done, because the sanctions that have been held against Iran over these many years obviously have not worked. So you have to try something different. But it's not doom and gloom, despite what you're going to hear from Republican senators and Republican from Congress or whatever over the next 60 days. It's not doom and gloom, despite what the Israeli prime minister is saying about Iran's intent. Iran's intent might be to blow Israel off the map, but that's also Israel's intent. It's everybody else's is to blow Iran off the map. It's the world community's responsibility to ensure that neither side blows the other off the map. But that doesn't mean that the world community is going to do everything that Netanyahu feels it should do, nor will they do everything that Iran leaders feel that it should do. We're all in this thing together worldwide, but it's not doom and gloom for either side. The Middle East is a volatile place. I said in the blog on yesterday that one of the things that the United States is going to have to do is set a base up permanently in Iraq. We're going to have a presence there for the foreseeable future. That'll help bring some stabilization in that region, in my opinion. But for now, the deal's in place, or it's going to be in place. And I say, let's rock and roll with it. Let's see if it's going to work. If it don't work, we'll pull it. It's as simple as that. No doom and gloom. Okay?